All right. Let's push this over here. Okay. I think we are live. What's going on, everybody? We tried it yesterday. Didn't work out very well. So we're coming back. And we're in the game. We had such a good showing yesterday, and I feel bad because, we got kicked off there, but we're going to rock and roll. Maximus on YouTube. What's up, coach? What's up, man? Glad you're here. Got a good little thing going on here on Instagram. All right, when you join, shoot in your class, or if you're a parent, shoot in your son's class in the comments. Let's get the ball going. Let me just know where you guys are at. What class are you in? 2026, 27, 28. Maybe even you're a young buck and you're 29. Hit me with what class you're in. And let's get the questions going. Yesterday we had a lot of questions. Again, we got cut off because of technology issues. But it is what it is. But anyways, shoot your questions. Maximus, what you got? What class you in? Shoot me with your questions. We got Nick. Coach O. Who we got? I look kind of frozen over there on Instagram, but guys, what class you in? I got one comment on YouTube. I'm here for you guys. Give me with your questions. What class you're in? I might actually be frozen on Instagram. Let's see. No, I got good internet. All right, there we go. The first question of the day. Okay, I can't show the comment, but Hussein, hi coach, class of 29. All right, young buck. Look at all that. Look at all you 26s here, 27s here in the recruiting process, trying to get better. And a 29 comes in and has the first question. I like it. All right, hi coach, class of 21. How do I find drills to do at home? I look and they all require stuff I don't have. So that's more of like a football skill type question. But I mean, dude, like I do tons of workouts, speed training. I mean, I don't know what kind of drills you're doing, but like most drills, you just need some cones. So let's get you some cones, man. And you could do a lot of drills. I don't know what position you play. Maybe if you play offense or defensive line, you got to get those big bags. But I'd say get creative, brother. And if you don't have the stuff, you could always get a job, brother. At Amazon, you could buy stuff for cheap. You could get a set of cones for like $10. That's all you need, man. What's up, Maximus27? I love it. All right, Grayson, what are the best drills to do for tight end? I have no idea. That is not I was a slot receiver, number one. And number two, brother, I do everything recruiting. I'll teach you how to get a scholarship, how to build relationships, coach, how to get exposure, how to get in front of coaches, how to do outreach, how to market yourself, how to sell yourself. But you ask me what are the best tight end drills, I'm not going to be able to help you there, brother. Appreciate the question, but not going to be able to help with that one. All right, another thing is Instagram, Hussein. How would I get recognition from coaches at my age? Great question, man. So, look, if you don't have any kind of high school game film, so it sounds if that's probably where you're at this point. I mean, I do know some 8th graders, but let's just assume you don't have any high school game film. If you don't have any, my suggestion would be just to get in practice. You could still absolutely do outreach to college coaches and just do the first step. And the first step of doing any outreach to a college coach is finding who the area coach is for any school that you're targeting. So if you can't the first thing that we do is we evaluate a player and find out, are they Division One, FBS, Power 5, G5, FCS, Division 2, and like NAI, Division 3, where do they grade? Once we know where they grade, then you could start choosing schools in specific conferences or based on that. You don't have any game film, right? So we can do an evaluation. What I would do is start focusing on X, get your X profile set up properly. And if you don't know how, just go to YouTube and type Richie Contartesi X profile, and there'll be a video showing you how to do it. And then focus on posting 2 to 3 times a week. Just get in really good habit of posting 2 to 3 times a week on X, right? And your posts could be you doing cone drills at the field, you working out, you doing eating a really good meal, right? You're getting an A on a test. Keep it really simple. But I'd like to see you get consistently posting on X 3 days a week. And then choose 10 schools and do area coach outreach to those schools, right? That would be my suggestion for that age. So you start getting in really good habits, right? 'Cause that's what you want to do at that age, get in good habits. Great question. All right, cool. What else, guys? Where's my YouTubers? Where are my YouTube questions? Come on, yesterday you all were flying off the rails with questions. Tell me something. All right, maybe we won't do all the lives anymore. Maybe I didn't post about it enough. We gotta do more posting about it. There we go. We got a YouTube one. When I get game film, who should I ask to edit it? Okay. When I get game film, who should I ask to edit it? So once you have game film, all right, good question. Once you have game film, you want to make sure that your plays are in the right order, right? Like that's the most important thing. You have your best plays in the beginning and the right best plays in the beginning. As far as like editing it, I mean, you could absolutely do it. You could do it in Huddle. They make it really easy to edit it, or you could just use whatever simple tool is on your computer, right? Or even CapCut or your phone, or I mean, there's a lot of simple ways to edit. It's not just about editing it though, Maximus. It's about getting the right plays in the beginning. And so once you have game film, my suggestion, I don't care whether you do it with us, you do it with somebody else, is to get your game film evaluated, where you have a non-biased college, someone who has 10, 15 years of college football recruiting experience, right? I love high school coaches, but for this, not a high school coach, not a trainer, not an NFL player, not an ex-athlete, like an actual someone that's spends all their time just evaluating game film. Like this is what they do, and have them evaluate your film. And what we do is we give each athlete, we evaluate 3 things. 1, what divisions they have the best chance of earning a scholarship in. 2, we help them reorder their plays. So the coach looks and says, hey, if you're a linebacker or running back, here, based on the plays you have, I would move this play here, this play there, etc., right? So that when coaches look at it, it's the right best plays in the beginning, right? So we reorder it, and then we share what you need to do to get to the next level, right? So if you're grading as a Division II player, what do you need to do to get to the FCS level? So as far as editing your highlight video, I mean, I would just use Huddle or whatever tool is on your phone, essentially. Make it really easy. But getting the right order, I would get a professional evaluation. And, you could do that somewhere else if you want us to do it. DM me the word on Instagram, evaluate, and we could look at maybe potentially doing yours. I don't really care. I just highly suggest doing it. So great question, Maximus, from YouTube. All right, we got Alexander from Instagram. I see other 13-year-olds getting more outlook from high schools, and I feel like I am behind. Dude, first of all, good for you, man. 13 years old out there grinding. That's awesome. Good for you. Um, Look, what I would focus on if I were you is if you do have any highlights or game film, post them on X. Make sure your X is set up properly. Post 3 to 5 times a week. Do it consistently. Get some really good habits going. That's what I would focus on, right? If you don't have high school game film, you can do outreach to coaches and find area coaches and really set yourself up. But let's do the social first, and then I would move to outreach second. Okay, cool. Good question. Another Instagram. Alyssy. I think I might have pronounced that correctly. I'm a mom and not sure what to ask. That's the hardest part. Sometimes the hardest part is knowing what questions to even ask. That's what we always say on our group calls is like, sometimes the best questions to ask are the ones you don't even know to ask. My question for you is, what class is your son in? And does he have high school game film? Would it be possible if you could repeat the question you were at? Yes, I could absolutely do that. I apologize for not doing that better. It's a great point. I will repeat the question. The question I was asked before is, and I know you can't see YouTube, was when I get game film, who should I ask to edit it? All right, so that was the question that I got before. All right. If I pronounce your name right, if I pronounce it wrong, that's okay too. But what class is your son in? Let us know what class your son is in, where he's at in the recruiting process. Is he doing outreach yet? Is he posting? What's his goals? What do you feel like is the biggest challenge right now? Some ideas to maybe spark your ideas of questions to ask. But it is true. Sometimes that is the thing. I don't even know what questions to ask. All right, what else? Try to do these lives. Yesterday was a good one. We had so many people. So maybe Wednesdays aren't a good day. I'm just going to do Tuesdays now. The only reason I popped on again today was because we had yesterday I got cut off. I felt bad because yesterday we had a lot of questions. And I don't know, maybe it's this platform. I'm using this thing called Ecamm. I don't know if y'all have ever used it, but it allows me to go live on YouTube and Instagram. So, pretty cool. I like it. But it's obviously very slow. Okay, cool. Another question from Kathy, probably. All right. When you say post 3 to 5 times a week, what material should be posted? Great question. So we actually have like schedules, but I'm just going to give you some really easy things. 1, workouts that you do on the field, right? Like if you're a receiver, running routes, catching balls, working on your like cuts, whatever you do field work wise, go out onto the field. Go on Amazon, buy a tripod for like $30, right? Set up your phone, film yourself doing 2-3 different movements, right? That's 2-3 different posts. Boom, already done. All right, cool. Now, when you go into the weight room, your son goes into the weight room and he does 3, 4, 5 different movements, right? He might do bench press, he might do some triceps, cool. Take that. Set up that same tripod, or now they have these cool things that you could just clip your phone on, like things in the weight room or whatever, or have his buddy or a friend just quick film him doing a set of bench, a set of squat, right? Like just keep it really simple. Boom, that's 2-3 more posts. Then it's like, all right, if he's already has highlights, take just one highlight and that's a post. You don't have to post the whole highlight video. Just take 1 or 2 highlights and that's a post. You have 20 highlights. That's 20 days of posts, essentially. Every time you work out, that's 2 or 3 posts. Every time you go to the field, that's 2 or 3 posts. It adds up really fast, right? Then when he gets an A on a test, take a picture and post that on social media, right? The bottom line is, look, and I always teach this when it comes to social media. The purpose of posting on social media is not to go viral. The odds of your son going viral and that virality getting in front of coaches that are going to offer him are like really slim. The purpose of posting is that when your son does do outreach, when he does get in front of coaches, when he gets the exposure, they're going to go back to his X account and get to know him. And if he posts consistently and then those coaches follow him and then he tags those coaches that follow him on those posts, they get to know him. And then when he DMs them, when he emails them and reaches out to them, they already know who he is. Also, coaches that are already interested, they keep seeing his posts. They're like, I really like this kid. I love how he does this. I love how he's like this. I love how he eats. I love how he cares about himself. I love how he does this with his family or his faith or whatever. Doesn't matter. By the time your son gets on the phone with that coach, they already know him. They already like him, right? That's the purpose of social media. So I hope I gave you some insight there, Kath, on, it doesn't give me the name. It just gives me the thing of your Instagram, on what he should be posting. Keep it simple, right? And that's but knowing the purpose of why he's posting is going to be really critical there. Cool. Yes, 911. I lost you yesterday. And yesterday was a good one, too. We had a lot of people. But glad you're here with me today. We're going to try to do it at least once a week. So cool. All right, Elise. That's a great question. My days are so busy. I get so many. The question is, if you're on YouTube, the question was, what were some of the questions you had yesterday? We had a lot of questions yesterday, and I don't remember because I have so many questions every day. So many things going on. I could not remember, but all right. Maximus from YouTube. I go to the number 2 high school in Nevada. Oh, okay. Bishop Gorman. I guess I live in Las Vegas. So maybe it's not Bishop. They're number 1 probably, but if I get some solid game film on JV, should I still? Absolutely. I did get that question yesterday, Elise. So if I get some solid game film on JV, should I contact college coaches? Absolutely. Right? Saquon Barkley. I know it's an outlier, but I still got to use it. He actually got his first Division I offer from his JV game film. All right. Not all coaches, but many, many coaches want to see progress over time. They want to see progress over time. All right. So if you can if you can find out the area coach of a school that actually can offer you, meaning your targeting school is based on your level of play, and you're younger and you have JV film, when you find that area coach and you properly pitch that area coach, right? And you get them to watch your highlight video and you're honest about it and you share with them growth over time. I want to build a relationship with you and show you my improvement over time. Those coaches, many coaches, not all, some will be like, nah, I'm not interested. I only talk to seniors. Some will do that. But who cares about those coaches? All right? Who cares? You want to focus on coaches that are interested in relationships that will offer you, right? And so there's many coaches out there. And if you don't listen to my podcast, please go to I highly suggest going to your podcast source, Spotify, wherever you listen, go Football Scholarship Podcast and listen to where I interview active head football coaches, all right? And they say this. I'm not making this up, all right? So, yes, you should be reaching out, find the area coach, and just be honest with them when you get to the pitch and you share with them your game film. Great question, Maximus. All right. 901 Matt, as a junior, onto Instagram, as a junior class of 2027, what and where should players be at in the college recruiting process? Should he register with the NCAA already? Yes. So I actually, let me see real quick, recruiting, I have something for you that you're going to really like. So I let me get it here because there's other people that have this same question. So I want to get you okay. If you go to, okay, if you go to YouTube or you just put my name and you write my name in Google, Richie, good luck spelling it. Just go to YouTube, search when to start the college football recruiting process. All right. Or just DM me and I'll send you this video. All right. But basically I created a video that says what you should do in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, exactly what you should be doing at each stage in the process. It's like this big roadmap. If you DM me the word roadmap, actually, DM me the word roadmap, and I will get you this roadmap because I created a whole Google Doc and everything. And I'll make sure you have it. But as a sophomore, number one, film evaluated and knowing, am I an NAI, D2, D3, FCS, G5, or a Power 4 player? Where am I right now? You got to know that right off the bat, right? And I know I share that a lot. Do it with us, do it with someone else. I don't care. But without knowing that, you're lost, right? So that's number one. Number two, from there, absolutely be dominating on social media. The same thing I was sharing before, posting on X 3 to 5 times a week, and I shared exactly what to post, right? Definitely be doing that. And he should absolutely be already communicating and pitching coaches. Freshman 2027, so definitely JV, freshman game film, already have it, already getting that in front of college coaches. At least by this time, 20 to 25 coaches know who he is, legitimately know who he is, and has watched his game film. At this point is where you should absolutely be. Probably about 5 to 10 really interested coaches who could be willing to pull the trigger in the next, 6 months, especially after the season, because he's going to be an upcoming senior. We have 27s that have offers, right? So it's not, I wish there was like a, if you're a 2028, this is exactly where you need to be. But like from an activity standpoint, like what he should be doing, that's where he should be, right? He should be lining up some visits, some game day visits this upcoming fall. No doubt about that. And some official visits. And yes, he should absolutely be registered with the NCAA. Great question. Cool. One thing too, these are a lot of really good questions. I do want to share this with all of you, especially if you're not on Instagram. Everyone on Instagram, you know this. We're doing a live training tomorrow, a legit training where I'm going to walk through every single script that we use for before, during, and after. It's completely free. But I'm going to be sharing, this is more of like a Q&A. That I'm going to be doing actual training and then a Q&A at the end on what to say before, during, and after a camp to turn a camp into a scholarship offer. There's a couple weeks left. There's still opportunities to get offers this summer, even for 27s. And I don't know, I'm mad. Yes. So if you're not registered already, definitely go register. You can go to gonexpert.com/free-training. Or if you're on Instagram, all you have to do is DM me the word training. Just DM me the word training, and we'll send you. We'll get you registered for it. Okay, David, how do I talk to college coaches before a camp? Oh, David, you got to go to the training. So when you get a camp, so there's a lot to that question, but the outreach that you're doing. When I say do outreach to college coaches, you're going to get a lot of camp invites when you do that, if you're targeting the right level, okay? Now, you also get just a bunch of mass spam camp invites too, right? Like, that's just part of the game. Fine. But you have to validate those camp invites. And the way you validate those camp invites is once you get them, you ask that coach, thank you so much for the camp invite. Before I take this 3-hour trip or this 5-hour trip, wherever far, are you available for a quick call to see if there's a good, to discuss the opportunity to be at your camp? If that coach is willing to get on a call with you, then they're much more serious. Cool. Then you get on a call with them. Once you're on a call with them, then you're going to ask them questions to find out, have they watched your game film? Are you on their big board? Are they recruiting you? If all of those things align, you go to the camp. That's how you talk to a coach before a camp. All right, David? Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes right into that, right? Like, how do you follow up and the whole script for what you say on the phone? And then what do you do when you get to the camp? What do you do after the camp? Because after the camp, you got to ask for the offer. I'm telling you, we have Division I players that have Division I offers that we work with. And I see Brian's here. And you got to ask for the offer. You got to ask for the offer at the camp. All right. So, David, I get there, brother. Whether you're the parent or the player, be on that training. It's really for the parents, though. So, all right. All right, YouTube, JSJC. All right, yesterday you were answering a question about if the size of the school matters. That is when the stream quit. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the reminder. Can you answer that question if the size of the high school matters in college recruiting? And so the answer to that question is, like, if you go to a great big high school, like I think there's another player here that said he went to a top high school. If you go to like Bishop Gorman or Mater Dei, or yeah, you're going to have an advantage. There's no doubt about it, right? Like, you're going to have coaches walking through the door. How you handle those coaches walking through the door matters, right? Are you good at it? Are you not good at it? Are you good at communicating? Can you turn those conversations into visits to offers? And most kids don't, right? Now, like, obviously, if you're a Big Ten, SEC, Power 4 dominant player, then no, you don't, like, you're not on this. You're not on you don't go through my trainings, right? It doesn't make sense, right? And that's where a lot of people, like, if you see those comments on my stuff where people are like, if you're good, people will find you. Yeah, if you're like SEC caliber player, right? It's all the other guys, the D2, the FCS, even some of the G5, the NAI, like all these other divisions that offer football scholarship money that no, they're not going to, they don't have these research teams and these ranking, like the 247 Sports and the On3s and all these. Yeah, they're ranking the top 2,000 guys. There's only 2,000 ranked guys. Let's just be clear, everybody. Everyone knows. There's 32 5-stars. There's roughly 300 4-stars. And there's about 1,800 3-stars. That's it, guys. 1.1 million high school football players. That's all the people that are ranked. That's it. All right? So it just drives me nuts when people say that. If you're good, people will find you. No. If you're in the top 2,000, people will find you. All right? Outside of that, and yes, this is true. Okay, so let's go back to the size of the school. Does the size of the school matter? Does it help? Yes. Is it the end-all, be-all? Absolutely not. It's like saying, if I'm 6'5", or 6'3", or 6'4", and I play receiver, do I have an advantage? Yes. Like, there's no doubt about it. But if I'm 5'11", 5'10", 6 foot, 5'7", I played over here in the SEC, right? So it's like, yes, it helps. Is it the end-all, be-all? No way. So every one of our scholarship players, we've had like one, and he went to Bishop Gorman because I'm here in Vegas and he's here in Vegas. Like, all other guys that get scholarships all go to no-name schools, right? So it's about the reason that people think you need to go to the big schools is because they don't know how to do what I teach, which is how to do outreach, how to market yourself, right? If you know how to market yourself, if you target the right schools, you market yourself really, really good, you do outreach really well, you sell yourself really good, you get visits, you get offers, then it doesn't matter what school you go to. It doesn't matter. Does it help when you have coaches walking in the front door every day because you go to a big school? Yes. But it's not the end-all, be-all. All right, I'm moving on. You're welcome for the posting ideas. Okay, cool. That was your question. Awesome. Yesterday, you got that answered. Joe Adcock, grandson is class of 2029. I'm going to come to you, Brian, if we run out of questions, but I got a lot of other questions here. All right. I have one Division I offer to Stetson. I have 2 NAIs, 1 D2, 1 D3. Should I post them on Twitter? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if you have a Division I offer, I might stick with your Division I and your Division II offers and your NAIs. You could post your D3 too. I'd pin your Division I offer in your highlights, though. Your Division I and your Division IIs and your highlights. This is a really good question, Jay. This is an Instagram question, by the way. Really good question, and there's a lot of mixed opinions on this. Some people just say post all your offers. Some say, well, if you've already got D1 and D2 offers, why would you post a D3? And I kind of agree with that. So that's my suggestion. But I also don't know your whole recruiting situation. But if based on just a little that I know. I would post all of your scholarship offers. Yes, I would. All right. David, yeah, because the more coaches could see if and look at your film. Yep. All right. Oh, I can add the there we go. I figured it out. I can add the actual comments to the thing. Okay, cool. Joe Adcock, yesterday for YouTube. Elise, you're gonna be. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but you're gonna be so happy right now because I can actually put the comments on the screen. And you're probably on Instagram. You probably can't see it, so let me make it smaller. There we go. Now it probably fits in the screen. All right. There we go. Okay. Yesterday, when the stream ended, you were answering a question about the size of the. Oh, I already. No, I'm removing this. I already answered that question. Okay. How do you talk to college coaches before camp, and how do you get camp invites? Okay, so I already answered that question. I already answered that. Thanks for the info. He's one of the top receivers in the slot in the league. It's D2 high school, and they have been league champs for the last 2 seasons. Awesome. He had highest touchdowns last season. Let's go. Get him evaluated, man. Whether you do it with us or someone else, don't care. Get him evaluated. Let's see where he's at. Because if that's the case, man, he should be communicating with a lot of coaches, right? Interest, relationships being built. He should at least be on the phone with 1 to 2 new coaches every single week. At that level. Yeah. So if he's not talking to, 1 to 2 new coaches on the phone, not like in a chat, on the phone, he's missing out. Cool. Oh, by the way, there we go. Yes, I got it up. Okay, good. Look at that, right at Disney. All right. Here we go. How do you get invites to college camps? All right, I kind of answered this question, but you get invites by doing outreach. All right. So how do you do outreach then, right? 1, get your film evaluated. Make sure you're reaching out to the right schools. Because if you reach out to the wrong schools at the wrong divisions, you're not going to get any invites. All right. So that's number 1. Do it with us. Do it with someone else. I don't care. But you got to get it. I'm telling you. I say this because there's 26s. They're going to wait until it's too late. And then they're going to be like, oh, I sent all this outreach and I got no responses. And it's because of this. When you start doing outreach and you start asking who's the area coach and you start finding out who the area coach is and you start just doing outreach in general, you're going to get camp invites. All right. Also, when you do your evaluation of your game film, and you choose your top 50 to 60 schools, you should start doing questionnaires depending on your level, right? Do you have offers? Do you not have offers? That's why it's not cut and dry for everybody, right? Somebody with like offers, they're probably not going to do a 26 with offers is not going to do questionnaires, right? But if you have no offers and you're a 27, maybe a 26, depending on your level, if you're a D2 NAI guy, you're going to do questionnaires at all 50 to 60 schools on your big board. When you do that, you'll get camp invites as well. Then you start reaching out to every coach at every one of those schools, you're going to get camp invites. So that's how you do it. Cool. Maximus Meacher on YouTube. I'm looking at your podcast section on YouTube, and I'm still trying to find the podcast you were talking about. Where can I find it? Let's see. I'm in the podcast section. All right. Literally. We posted it. We posted one 7 days ago. It's called D2 Head Coach, Football Coach Reveals How to Earn a Football Scholarship. Levi Gallis, Leviga. It's the second one. Anytime, look for a head football coach, and you'll see it. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to come on here, man, provide value. Do I directly say, can I have an offer after I dominate the camp? No. Definitely don't do that. I love it, but don't do that. Go to my training tomorrow, dude. It's completely free. I'm literally, because it's all the things you do before the camp. It's the conversations you have with the coach at the camp, and then the questions you ask him, like, where am I on your recruiting board? All those things after the camp before you can just ask for the offer. Great question, because definitely don't just go to the camp and do well and say, can I have an offer, right? Like, If the coach wants to offer you and they never watched your game film before and they're just looking at you in shorts, it does happen, and they're just looking at you in shorts, just go to my training tomorrow and you'll see exactly why. If you do it this way, you'll get more coaches that will offer you than if you don't. All right. Great question. All right. When is the next time you go live? Tomorrow. All right. I'm doing a full-blown, like on a Google Meets, where I can see everybody. I can talk to everybody. I can answer actual questions. Tomorrow. You're on Instagram, David. Go to my DMs and DM me the word training. We'll register you for the training. All right. Oh, there you go. How do you get the training? Oh, you guys can't see it on the screen? Look, can you see it now? I put it in. Let me just hide this comment. Where is this comment? Where do you go live? All right. You see it? GoNextPlay.com/free-training. Or if you're on Instagram, just DM me the word training. That's it. And I will register, and it'll automatically, this cool thing, it'll register you for the training. What time is the training tomorrow? Great question. It is at right now. So 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern tomorrow. Great question. Okay. Instagram, Morticia. Who should the athlete reach out to? Head coach. Love this question. Great question. Everybody. Every single person on the staff. Every position coach. Probably, depending on the level, like once you get to FCS and above, don't waste your time with the coordinators or the head coach. But everybody on the staff, including recruiting coordinators, all the grad assistants are the best. If you want to find the area coach, grad assistants, GMs, player personnel, everybody. Because you're not reaching out to a position coach, right? Everyone's like, oh, I'm a receiver. I'm reaching out to the receivers coach. No. You're reaching out to every coach because you're finding out which coach is responsible for recruiting your state, right? If you're in Texas and you want to know who's responsible for recruiting your area or Texas, depending on if you're going nationally. If you're bigger Division I schools, more national recruiting, right? Great question. Let me move this because it's like weird in my screen here. Okay, I don't even know where it's at. All right. So you reach out to everyone and you find out who the area coach is. Then you pitch the area coach, not the position coach. Great question. What time is the training? It is tomorrow at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Good question. Was that my last question? Okay, I'm going to go up to Brian's questions now. I wasn't ignoring you, Brian. I just wanted to. You're the one that does it. I love it. All right. Who does them? I think Brian did this literally so I could put his picture up here. So I'm actually not qualified to do professional evaluations of game film, right? I'm a ex-collegiate Division I college scholarship college football player. I played professional football arena, not in the NFL. I am not qualified to do a professional evaluation. High school coaches, I love high school coaches, but for this, what I'm explaining, typically not. All right, not all. Trainers, NFL players, ex-college players, these are like next level evaluations, all right? It's not just like, hey, here's your game film, you're an FCS player. No, that does you no value, right? So you have to have credentials. And it's funny that Brian asked this. It's funny that he's even here. But Brian is our head coach here at Next Play. If you're on YouTube and you watch any of my YouTube content, you know who Brian is. And if you listen to the podcast, and he does these, and he's got 15 years of Division I recruiting experience. And so that's what I mean by actual experience evaluating game film that could tell you the exact order that the plays need to be on. Because there's good plays, but it's what are the exact things coaches need to see from those good plays, right? So we got to reorder your game film. We got to let you know which divisions, which conferences, depending on what level. And then from there, what exactly do you need to show on game film this year? Because, like, it's July right now. So if you haven't gotten an evaluation, you better get it, because then you have July, August to know what you need to work on so that you could show it on next year's game film. Because if you're a 26, a 27, you need to be able to work on what you need to work on now. Because what is a college coach looking at your game film looking for? What does he need to see on that game film to offer you? You need to find out what that is, right? And so that's what we do. So Brian is the one that does it, and it's funny that he asked that. So I think he was doing a little funny joke there. But I thought it was a good one. All right. Okay. All right. You're just messing with me. All right. So who's Shidirache? What time is the training? Thank you. You're welcome. All right, cool. Look, we're 45 minutes deep. And I've hit 44 questions we've had. Probably some of these are statements too. But listen, again, I'm going to jump off. We'll probably do these once a week, guys. Or I'll try to at least. Training's tomorrow. Definitely DM me the word training. You'll want to be there if you want to get a scholarship before the season starts. Still time. You can still do it. We have guys doing it. Or go to gonextplay.com/free training. Hope you guys had a great time. I will see all of you on the next one. See you later.